Well, looky. We have some exciting news here. We have some exciting news. If you're into the world of Fast and Furious, if you watched all of those movies, I haven't watched all of them. I can't say that I have, but the ones that I have watched have been very exciting. I can understand why they're up to like number 50 at this point. But we have some exciting news. We have an update about the follow-up, all right, the latest installation of the Fast and Furious franchise. And we're going to talk about it here, guys, because it really gives me like goosebumps to think about. Like it really it's inspiring to think about how white men really are great. And I have to admire our white brothers. They know how to protect their characters and their legacy. And I wish we learned something from it, guys. Let's talk about it. This is the gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you guys. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure you remain subscribed. And of course, if you want to contribute to the channel, there's always the super thanks feature in each and every one of my videos right along the bottom of the screen there. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much to those who already have given. Now, let's get into this story right here. Let's talk about it. We have an update. All right. And this is from Vin Diesel himself, right? This is on Screen Rant. As you can see, it says Paul Walker's character returns in Fast 11 as confirmed by Vin Diesel. He drops 4 blockbuster finale bombshells. Now, Fast and Furious 11 will bring the franchise full circle by bringing back a fan favorite character. The long awaited sequel will continue the story after Fast X's cliffhanger ending for Dom Toretto and his son Little B, whose fates were left ambiguous after Dante Reyes detonated explosives. Fast X's ending also featured a return of Giselle Yashar, which is Gal Gadot, that Oscar caliber actress. Anyway, by the way, I enjoyed Fast X or Fast 10. All right. I don't know. A lot of people or the critics didn't really like it, but I thought that Jason Momoa was a hoot in that movie. He cracked me and my son up for the whole movie. But anyway, let's get into what Vin Diesel had to say. Vin said, the studio said to me, Vin, can we please have the finale of Fast and Furious April 2027? I said, under 3 conditions. The first is to bring the franchise back to LA. The second thing was to return to the car culture, to the street racing. The third thing was reuniting Dom and Brian O'Connor. This is what you're going to get in the finale. Family, man. Family. Okay, so there it is. Obviously, Paul Walker, his memory hangs heavy on the Fast and Furious franchise. After all, I believe he was in 6 Fast and Furious movies, 6 of them. Okay, and I love how they didn't kill the character, even though the actor tragically died in a car accident. No, they kept the character alive. They realized that the character was very important. Go figure. Now you know where I'm going with this. Paul Walker was in 6 Fast and Furious movies. All right. Now, when you look over at Chadwick Boseman, he had a starring, like he headlined 1 MCU movie. Of course, he starred in, I think, 3 others as a co-star, but he only headlined 1 movie, just 1. And they decided that his tragic passing was enough to kill the character. I can't help but notice the difference, the one difference that stands out, right? I'm sure there are others, between Chadwick Boseman and Paul Walker. Paul Walker being a white man, his life seems to be a little bit more valuable in what he left behind. I mean, you know what I mean? Like his contribution to the franchise. When you have a black man, as I said before, we're just disposable. You know, all the world, especially in the black community, one thing we love is our dead black men. Oh, we love them so much. We love Martin Luther King, especially when he died. You know, when he was alive, a lot of people didn't like him. Did you know that? When he died, oh, I have a dream. Oh, we loved him so much when he was dead. Malcolm X, the same way. Nobody, you know, People were afraid of him. Malcolm X, oh yeah, they were so afraid of him. When he died, all of a sudden, X hats everywhere. Everybody loved him. We love Malcolm X standing at the window with the assault rifle. Remember, he was doing that because his own people were coming to kill him. Okay? That's how much they didn't love him when he was alive. When he's dead, of course, everybody loves him. George Floyd. Let's get into George Floyd, the butt of everybody's joke. George Floyd, obviously nobody loved him in life. He was a drug dealer, he was a criminal, he was this, he was that. You know, he had very little redeeming qualities. And you know something? George Floyd even acknowledged that. He knew that he was a screw up. He talked about it. He tried to get his life together. He did. He didn't ask to be made into what they made him into, which is why I don't like people cursing his name after he's dead. He knew he was a fuck up, okay? He did not ask for them to do what they did with his memory. That's what you don't understand. If you have a problem with the George Floyd situation, you have a problem with the media. Cursing his name is just fucking juvenile. I keep talking about that. Making him the butt of the joke is retarded. But people keep doing that because people love dead black men. We get to be whatever you want us to be. If you want us to be a martyr, we're going to be a martyr. If you want us to be the butt of your fucking ongoing joke, that's what we're going to be. All right? But I have to give respect to our white brothers because they know how to honor their own. They know how to honor what it is that they care about. And so, Paul Walker, we're going to honor you. We're going to keep your memory alive. We're going to keep your character alive. We're going to bring you back for a triumphant, wondrous, respectful finish in this franchise. We're going to see you through all the way to the end. I love it. I love it. But on the other hand, Black Panther, T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman symbolizes death, symbolizes tragedy. That's what it is. That's what we're going to. And now, Wakanda Forever symbolizes Black female empowerment. Once again, Black men, dead Black men, are the most useful because they get to use us to be whatever it is that they're trying to do. All right. So if you want to make Shuri Black Panther, well, this is fortuitous. Chadwick Boseman died. You know what? Let's kill T'Challa so we can boost up our female empowerment points. Let's do that. And it's Black men who will argue me down the most, as they have from the very beginning. Shout out to those out there who would not do that, okay? Shout out to my brother Fatal J, all right? Shout out to Chillmonger, Buckmeister. There's so many out there. I don't want to start calling out names, so I always forget people, all right? But those are my immediate brothers that I talk to, you know, and I see all the time. So I'm talking about the Black men who will get into a comment section. They will argue you down. You would not believe it. They will insult you. They will disrespect you. They will threaten to kill you. They'll do all of this stuff just because you said, I think we could use a strong Black male role model. I never saw anything like it before in my life. But we have all types of recasting going on with white characters. All right. In The Acolyte, they wanted to recast Balin Skull. They did it, you know, when Ray Stevenson passed away, you know. Who else? I mean, they wanted to recast Thunderbolt Ross, you know, in the MCU. Here comes Harrison Ford. They did it. You know, they wanted to recast Snape. Oh no, that's not a good that's not a good example. Okay, we'll just go over that. Remember Spartacus? You know, when I think it was Andy Whitfield, I think, was passed away, you know, they recast. They know how to keep their characters alive. You know what I mean? They know. Remember when Batman got shot in the face? He got executed in that video game, and the uproar that went with it. Oh my God, they came together. We came together because that's not just a white thing. We're all Batman fans. I made the video too, talking about that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? So at least I'm consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's like I recognize the importance of having these heroes, but you know, there are way, way, way too many Black men who will say off with my head for the way that I'm talking. They don't want to hear it. You know, all they're good for doing is accepting crumbs off the table. You know, whatever they want to give us, we'll take it. Please, sir, I want some more. Please, sir. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to give a word of respect. You know, salute to our white brothers out there for showing us the way, how to respect manhood. This is the reason why they attack white manhood, by the way, because they are the last example of the patriarchy. in America. Black men gave that up a long time ago, chasing behind mama. Mama. If mama don't like it, I don't like it because we don't know how to take the lead. We don't know our own value. If we did, we would fight for these strong male black images. But no, you want to come into my comment section and wish harm upon me because you don't care about that very thing. I'm speaking about your value, black man, but you want to take shots at me. You need to think about what that means, okay? Because I'm not saying anything personally against you. I'm talking about our kids, your kids, my kids, our kids need to see the best of us. They need to see us in a position of authority. But there's something wrong with that, apparently. I'm not supposed to say that. The world needs to see us in a position of authority. Our children are running through the streets. Not all, Mark, not all. Fuck you, bro. My son's in the other room. He's not running through the streets. I know it's not all. I'm saying too many to the point where we do have an image problem. All right? Our hip hop is soaked with negative imagery. Everything that we ingest in our community is soaked in negative imagery when it comes to our pop culture. Sure, there are many of us doing the right thing. Of course, there are. I consider myself one of them. I consider you one of them. But you are in a serious state of denial if you think that there's not a problem with the black male image. If you think that we can't use all the help that we can get. I'm doing the best that I can here on this little channel to present myself the best way possible. All right. But let's face it, it is a little channel. All right. There are other much larger platforms getting millions and billions of views and subs, diving into ignorance, making billions of dollars, millions of dollars, showcasing ignorance. So, yeah, I fight for every last little morsel of positive male role model that I can find. But this example that I'm giving here is just to show you what I'm talking about. We don't do that. We don't value each other. We rather fight each other. We rather call each other coons and sambos. But it does my heart good to see how the white man fights for what matters. And let him be an example to you, black man, since you don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it. I know I burnt some butts with this one. I don't care. Get in the comment section. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. And as always, you can contribute to the channel through the super thanks. Thank you guys for listening. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.